Back to Bloom. Today we're exploring ways you can live your life in the blue zone, just like the people in 5 places around the world that live longer, healthier lives. Joining us now is chiropractic physician and acupuncturist Dr. Cathleen Gerenger. Dr. Kathleen, it is great to see you.
It's great to see you, Gail.
So even if we can't go to parts of the world where people live longer, healthier, disease-free lives, we can still pick up those practices. And this is something that you strongly believe in.
Yes, absolutely. Especially when we're talking about longevity, we're able to live all the way up to our hundreds. It's so exciting to even talk about that.
I know, and to live not just to our hundreds, but to live it in a healthy manner. Because I mean, if you are debilitated or you're not feeling good and you're on all these different medications, that's not really a quality of life. But what we're talking about in the blue zones are people that are living their best lives into the triple digits.
Exactly, and they live a stress-free life. They have a very active lifestyle, and that's what we're talking about. Aging, longevity and aging, you have to be mobile, you have to have your cognitive function and be active.
All right, so let's kind of go through the blue zones. We have, you know, in areas of Italy, Costa Rica, Greece, California, and of course in Japan, which I know you're going to be talking about a lot of times, but we want to keep flashing these areas so people at home can kind of research for themselves. Like you said, this has everything to do with not just the plant-based foods that they eat or more fish in their diet, but it also has to do with community and connectivity and learning to lower the stress in our life.
Exactly, and what that does is that it gives us a better quality of life, and spiritually connected is so important as well as the social connections.
All right, so I know that you really wanted to, because this is a food that you really love, but you wanted to talk about different nutrients that people in the Japan region are thriving off of.
Yes, and what we talk about is iodine. Iodine is so important, especially when it comes to our thyroid function. So if we look at the molecular structure of thyroid, it has T3 and T4. T3 means 3 molecular structure of iodines connected to it, and T4 means 4. So if we start incorporating foods like sea vegetables, it helps the iodine level to go up more naturally.
So you went to the local market and you found that it doesn't need to be difficult to add these nutrients into your diet.
Exactly. It's things that we do on a daily basis that really keeps us nice and healthy without overloading our body with too much stuff. We talk a lot about supplementation, and sometimes iodine supplementation can make your body go through this detoxification system, which might be a little bit too much for the body to handle. So when it comes to iodine, slowly, it's a slow dosing.
Okay, and so here you have things that you can look for. Talk me through what we have.
So we have dulce. Dulce is like these flakes, and if you want to cook with it, you can throw that in your soup. Okay. But what I love about these are these little flakes and granules. You can sprinkle it on your salad, your stir fry, so at least you have a little bit more iodine into your daily habits.
What does dulce taste like?
It doesn't taste like seaweed at all.
Actually. That's what I was asking.
It's actually, they use it for flavoring, like salt.
Okay.
It tastes a little salty.
All right. What about kelp?
It tastes just like dulce.
It does?
Yes, it does.
So, but both of these are good forms of iodine.
Yes, great forms of iodine. And then we have like the kelp noodles, and I like to stir fry it with a lot of vegetables, and there's hardly any carbs in there at all.
Yeah, I was looking at like
high in iodine.
Yeah, and this is different from udon noodles, correct?
Yes, totally different. It's made of kelp.
Okay, perfect. And then matcha tea?
Yes, matcha tea, high in antioxidants. When I was growing up, my dad would have this tea ritual. It's all about ritual. So what he does is that he does this little matcha tea, and the difference between matcha tea and green tea is the matcha tea, the reason why it's so vibrant green is because they harvest it really early, and it's grown in the shade, so that's why their chlorophyll is very high. Their antioxidant level is a lot higher than green tea.
Dr. Kathleen, so interesting. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. We're going to share Dr. Kathleen's story on BloomTampaBay.com.